W9UVI.
And welcome to the W9UVI Sunday Night Net. My call sign is K9LE. My name is Jake, and I will be tonight's net control station. Meets on the Peoria Area Amateur Radio Club W9UVI repeater with an output frequency of 147.075 megahertz and an input frequency of 147.675 megahertz, and requires the 156.7 CTCSF tone. Accessed on the linked K9 PEO repeater with an output frequency of 146.850 megahertz and an input frequency of 146.250 megahertz, and it uses the 103.5 CTCSF tone. Trouble, the net will be moved to the W9 BFD repeater at 146.970 output and 146.370 input, requiring the 103.5 tone. Normal directed net is open to any amateur radio operator with 2 meter privileges. The purpose of this net is to share general information, amateur radio news, and club activities. Before I do general check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? I will now take check-ins with club or Aries-related traffic only. Anyone with club or Aries-related traffic, please come now.
RYH. TF.
DBQ. We got 3 to start here. We'll start with the President, KD9 RYH. Ben, good evening to you.
Mr. Vice President-elect, and good evening to everybody on the net. Just wanted to say, first off, a very Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year, if I don't get to see you or talk to any of you before then. Besides that, it's just about time for all of the husbands out there to begin Christmas shopping. It's here in a couple of days, so don't forget about that. Other than that, coming up, looking at the W9UVI web page where we have our calendar of events coming up on January 14th. Of course, we have our standard membership meeting. That'll be at the normal place out in Bartonville. And then big event coming up January 25th and 26th, 24-hour event. We have been invited to do Winter Field Day at the Tazewell County EOC, which is in Tremont. If you happen to know where like the Tazewell Animal Control or Tazewell County Health Department facilities are at, it's in that same complex of stuff. Other than that, I'm going to keep it short as my Christmas present to everybody. I hope to, everybody, I want to hear all of your Christmas presents in the next coming weeks as we get things unwrapped. Back to the net, KD9 RYH.
And back at you with the Merry Christmas and tell Tanya the same. Next we've got Bob, W9WTF.
Well, we had a great VE session yesterday, last one of the year. Had one new licensee, new technician, 2 upgrades to general, and a lot of folks showed up just for the socialization, which I love to see. It's always a nice time, the Morton Knights of Columbus. With that in mind, it was my last VE session as lead VE. I have been doing it for, well, next month will be 15 years, and sad it's time for somebody else to take over and pick up the reins. So Justin, N9WX, is now the lead VE for the local test team. Hope everybody gives him their support. Yeah, I'm sure he'll do a great job. The next session will be February 3rd, the third Saturday in February. Thanks to everybody who's helped me along with this over the many years. I really enjoyed doing it. Hopefully I've made a little bit of a difference. And a very Merry Christmas to everybody from W9WTF. Back to the net.
And on behalf of the board, man, we want to thank you for all you did for as long as you did it. It's always a super fun and super professional testing time, so you'll be missed, but it's in good hands. All right, we are going to our normal net control operator with some traffic, KD9DBQ. Good evening, Rob.
Hey, KD9DBQ, I'd first like to start by saying thanks to Bob. W9WTF, you were the top liner on my certificate, and boy, you really talked me through my general test. You convinced me to take it as many times as I needed to, and you're the reason I'm a general. Big part of it. So I really appreciate your hard work, Bob, and you're going to be missed as far as that goes. I know you'll still be around. All right, I'm filling in for Rich tonight on the Aries front. First off, I'd like to start by saying Merry Christmas to everybody. And then there will be an Elmer hour following this net tonight. So I'd like to invite everybody to stick around for the Elmer hour. On the Aries front, the next net will be held Wednesday, January 1st at 7 p.m. on this repeater. I don't think Rich had anything else to share, so I will pass it back to net control. This is KD9DBQ, turning it back to Jake, 7-3.
Merry Christmas to you. We'll look forward to the Elmer hour with you. Do we have anybody else with club or Aries related traffic? We will move on to Echolink. So we have some pretty good run here on Echolink and also AllStar, so we'll take those separately, and then we will go back and circle back at least once or twice in the middle of general check-ins. But we'll start with Echolink and go from there. Anybody with Echolink traffic or check-ins, come down. Julian Tango, no traffic. That W9WVI. Merry Christmas. No traffic.
W9UVI. No traffic. Merry Christmas.
KC3, West Oak, Pennsylvania. Merry Christmas, no traffic.
No traffic. Merry Christmas.
Alpha Bravo Kilo, no traffic. Merry Christmas.
No traffic and Merry Christmas. Charlie 3, Quebec Whiskey Kilo, Eugene from Uniontown. Merry Christmas, no traffic.
Kilo, Charlie 9, India Hotel, KC9IH, with casual traffic, KC9IH.
I had a couple that doubled, and then I had one that I couldn't quite pull out. So what we'll do is we'll run through, and if I missed you, come back. I got K9XJT, W9WGN, W8NWG, K9HJZ, KC3, Quebec Whiskey Kilo, and KC9IH with some traffic. If I missed you, come now. Alpha Bravo Kilo, no traffic.
Kilo Charlie 3, Victor Juliet, Quebec, no traffic.
Right, that time around I picked up KE9ABK, KC3 VJQ, KB9WRX. Any more Echolink check-in? Echo Bravo, no traffic. The first time around. That was Whiskey 9, Sierra Echo Bravo. Let's run Casey's traffic, KC9IH. Have a go.
Thank you, Nick. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Bob for his years of service as ZE. My son held off almost 5 full months rather than test local because he wanted to go down there and test with Bob. My casual traffic is the next 10 days. We've got a couple of holidays. Some people have every day off. Some are taking every day off. And some will be working in to have a few days off. Great opportunity to get on the repeaters. Try and wear them out. Communicate. Especially on like Christmas and New Year's afternoon, there's probably going to be a few people that really don't want to be hanging around with the family that late in the day and they got a couple hours to kill. So they might slip into the shack, reminiscent of the TV show, not Tool Time, the other one. But hope everybody has a good holiday season. And like I said, get on the radio. If you want to do HF, that's fine too. KC9IH.
Last man standing, I think, is the one you were going with. So let's move on and do any AllStar. Do we have any specifically AllStar check-in? Back to the digital. Let's move on and take general analog traffic, or analog check-ins rather, and go easy on me. Use phonetics if necessary, and let's try to space them out. Let's do general check-ins now.
Christmas, 99, Jim, no traffic.
K9 TNT, no traffic.
No traffic.
Echo 9, Bravo, Mike, Alpha, no traffic.
November, Delta, Foxtrot, no traffic.
9 Echo, no traffic. Alpha, November, no traffic, Merry Christmas.
I'm Tango Charlie Mike with some traffic.
Go 9, Alpha Oscar Juliet, no traffic.
9 Whiskey Fox Tango with traffic.
Romeo Charlie Sierra with traffic.
Perfect spot to jump in here. All right, we picked up Jim, W9JDP, K9TNT, KE9BMA, good to hear you, and 9NDF, WF9E, KC9TCM, KE9AOJ, N9WFT, K9RCS. Let's run the traffic for KC9TCM. Have a go.
K9TCM, name is Sean and Avon. Just wanted to say thank you to Bob and the other V's that administered the exams in Morton. I am now a general. I'm very proud to say that. It's been a long time coming. Been a tech for 15 years. It's finally time to upgrade. And I want to thank Bob for his years of service. He actually administered one of the first tests when I became a technician 15 years ago. And now he conducted the exams this time, and that's his last time, and now I'm a general. So big thanks to him for doing that. And also thank you to the club for putting all of that together as well. It takes a lot of patience, time, and planning to set up those test sessions. It's not easy, and the many that dedicate their time to doing it. Again, a big thanks, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Back to you.
Recheck. Records, and the first test session I held, first line was Sean getting his technician. The last test session, first line was Sean getting his general. The circle comes around. Thanks, Sean. W9WTF.
That's kind of a cool way to do the double bookends. And to Sean, don't forget, I don't know if you do HF, but throw that stroke AG on there until you get it actually issued, because you'll be breaking some piles with that thing. All right, so let's get back and run just a few more here before we pick up the next bit of traffic. Any more check-ins? Come now.
Alpha November, no traffic.
And M0O, no traffic.
Z, no traffic.
No traffic. May have missed somebody. KD9JXR, and I was right in the very beginning. I think you may have missed me. Tango Lima, no traffic. Good evening, Jake. KD9AER on the 85 with no traffic.
Up there. I had a real weak signal in there, so I'm going to run through these, and the one that I didn't hear, I'll give you an island here to come back and get you in there. So I've got NM0O, K9QZ, W9FYR, KD9JXR, K9STL, KD9AER coming to us on the linked repeater. So that go around, I think the first one was a little weak and I missed it. One more time with that call.
Victor Alpha November.
9VAN I picked up that time. Thank you for doing that and bearing with me. All right, let's run traffic from Dan, N9WFT.
WFT with Sunday Night Net. As many of you have, I would like to also recognize W9WTF. W9WTF is my top liner, and he is the reason that I currently do hold a general class U.S. license. The first time I tested with Bob, I missed it by one, and he took me outside, gave me a pep talk, told me go take it again, and I passed it. So thank you, Bob. Hang on, I got a little buzz here. Hold on. Not Bob got his extra, he allowed me to use his ARRL General Class Study Guide. So, Bob, I've been talking to you for a lot of years. I remember that I was talking to you before you got the W9WTF call. Break more to follow. I will tell you that I was a made man. Forget about it. That is, I received my membership to W9UVI May 11th, 2024. So I've been a member for 7 months of the organization. I'm not quite sure how many amateur radio families we got in here, but I'm proud to be affiliated with this one. Gang, I will tell you that I want to share my last 6 recent QRZ confirmations. The first 2 confirmations I want to share were all-time new countries for me. Number 2, Echo 0 Charlie Victor Lima Wales. That was an all-time new one for me. And Alpha 75 Gulf Mike Qatar. That was a new one for me. I want to share 4 that were not new entities. Victor Kilo 2 GAP Australia, Mike 7 Kilo Bravo Sierra London, Yankee Oscar 7 Victor November Sierra Romania, and Zulu Sierra 6 Papa Juliet Echo. And I will tell you the interesting fact about Zulu Sierra 6 Papa Juliet Echo. The guy's name is Peter, and he currently works for Transworld Radio in South Africa. With Wales and Qatar confirmed, I have 78 of the 100 DX entities confirmed toward the DX100, also known as the DX World Award. So with that, I'll come up for air, and you guys can too. N9WFT back to net.
That isn't complete until your traffic comes through, and I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas on behalf of me and the board as well. One last one that we've got some traffic waiting on. Rich, K9RCS, have a go, sir.
Jake, thanks for running the net. Well done. My only traffic is to say fairly well, Bob, and thank you for everything, sir. From tech to extra, if it wasn't for Bob's encouragement and his subtle Elmering that pushed me along, I don't think I would have had it. That being said, enjoy your step away from the old duties of running the show there, Bob, and have fun playing with the radio. I can't thank you enough for everything. That's all I have for the net. Happy holidays to everybody, and we'll talk to everyone later. K9RCS clear at the net, 73. Thanks for doing it, Bob.
Good to hear from you. Thanks for the Guinness at the testing session. All right, we are just about to crest the 30 check-ins mark. Let's keep it going. Any analog check-ins for the W9UVI Sunday Night Net? Please come now. With the one ending in PSU.
Sierra Uniform N9 PSU. Does this radio sound okay? This is a different microphone.
Good. It's clipping the first little bit of what you're saying, so I wasn't getting the initial letter. I think if you just gave it a second, you'd be all right. But you sound pretty good. Did you have traffic for the net?
No, not at all. I got a new microphone. Merry Christmas to everybody. No traffic. You do a fantastic job.
Sounds great. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Okay, let's circle back, and if there's anybody on Echolink or AllStar looking to check in, let's come now.
'89 ANU, no traffic.
Rich, K89 ANU. One last call for digital, both Echolink and AllStar together. Any more check-ins on the digital side? check-ins. Anybody wanting to check in to the W9UVI Sunday Night Net, come now.
XJX.
No traffic. N9XJX, and I caught the tail end of a double ending in radio one more time with that call.
9 Alpha Oscar Romeo. No traffic.
KE9 AOR. Any more check-ins? Last call.
Oscar, no traffic.
9 YER. No traffic.
I picked up W9 ODO and KD9 YER. I think that will do it. We'll do one more call to be safe. Anybody want to check in? Last call. Including me, we had 36 tonight, so a very good net. Appreciate everyone checking in and bearing with me. Also, Merry Christmas to everyone. It's a good song for Bob. He was great at what he did, and he's turning it over to able hands. I will now turn it over to Rob, K9 DBQ for the Elmer Hour. Good evening, Rob, 73 all.
Well, good evening, Jake. Good net tonight. Thanks for running it. This is KD9 at DBQ. We'll transition now to the Elmer Hour. How this works is we'll go ahead and compile a list of check-ins, people with questions, and then we'll go ahead and turn those questions over to the group and see what the collective wisdom has to say. So at this point, we'll go ahead and take check-ins with call signs. Anybody that has a question for the Elmer Hour, go ahead.
This is Kilo Delta 9er, Whiskey Romeo X-Ray. I've got a question about the link repeaters from what I'm seeing.
W9WRX with a question about the linked repeaters. I think we have a few people on board that may be able to handle that. Go ahead with your question.
So I was out of the loop for several weeks, maybe a month or two, due to some work and international travel. And tonight, when I dialed in, or I shouldn't say dialed in, when I tuned in, I noticed via Echolink that our Echolink page that I'm used to seeing was pretty different, and it appears there are some new nodes. And a buddy of mine at work actually told me that the net has seen a pretty large increase in the number of people who are checking in from all across the country, it seems like, over the last few weeks. And I was curious what changed. Did you add more nodes that expanded the Echolink net, or did you link some repeaters, or what exactly happened here? I'm a little out of the loop.
Start with that. Part of that is we have been posting on a Facebook group that is for Echolink Worldwide. If you're not out there on the Facebook Echolink Worldwide group, you need to. It is a group of people that are just posting when their nets are, and a lot of us have been going and checking in on other areas and nets, and it's a lot of fun to go check out nets in other locations. But there has been some technical stuff that has been done, so I'll throw it out there. There's a few folks that may come back. Whoever wants to take on this, go ahead. Time. Nobody out there, Jake, K9LE or KD9AER, are you out there with answers on the repeater situation?
Somebody call out to me, it was you, Rob. One time with a question, I missed the entirety of it.
Sorry, man. The question is, what has been done to the Echolink and the AllStar? This gentleman, KD9WRX, has been out of the loop for a little while, and he's heard that we've had an uptick in check-ins from all over the country, and he's just curious about what was done.
Make this as elementary as I can and try not to time the repeater out, so bear with me a little bit. So prior to the change, we had Echolink running on a computer through the normal Windows-based software, connected directly with Cat5 cable to the back of the repeater, and it ran fine. We were wanting to link with the 8.5 repeater, and it required two wires X boxes, one for each repeater. Boxes require the Cat5, the RJ45 connector on the back of the repeater to be used by those boxes. So we had to find a new way to do Echolink and the linking of the two repeaters simultaneously. We did it through an AllStar node that was built, and we configured it for our repeater, and it has the capability of running both AllStar and Echolink simultaneously. So we have an external AllStar node that has a built-in transceiver, and it actually just communicates from the tower shed to the tower through RF. So it's moved from a physical connection to an RF connection through an AllStar node. We see a little bit of an uptick is the AllStar Link system has a website. You can check nodes that are active and currently keyed, and you can see which nodes have a fair amount of connections to it. So when we have a whole bunch of Echolink or AllStar connections, it'll show on the keyed node portion of that website, and it looks like a real big fun net, and you'll get people that will just connect to it via AllStar or Echolink, however they choose, and check in from all over. So it's just that it shows up on a website, and we're running through the AllStar system.
Good. You're putting Peoria on the map, Jake. Good hill, man. I actually have partaken in several nets over the last 2 years since I got my license via Echolink, especially when I just had a technician license. And you're right, it's a lot of fun to go out there and talk to people all over the planet. There's nothing more than the app on your phone or your PC. I've spent a time or two driving to work chatting with people on the Gold Coast of Australia before, so very cool. Thanks for giving all the detail there. That's really neat how you managed to circumvent our issue. So thank you. KD9WRX, back to that.
Me, if you're aware of all this, but we have an incredible, like a genuinely incredible AllStar repeater, rather a DMR repeater here in our area in Morton. So if you're into DMR, you can basically hit it from a handheld almost anywhere you are. And so if you're into traveling and a low buck way to connect all over the world, you know, and if you're doing it through the app, you can do it through a DMR handheld and be talking all over the world off of a repeater, and I think it's at 200 feet, 100 watts. So it seems like if you're cool with doing it through your phone, get yourself a DMR handheld, which are pretty cheap, if I'm honest, and get it programmed, and off you'll be running, doing it all over the place from your car. You can talk all over the world through a repeater.
Back in there. Thanks for the information, Jake. And KD9WRX, I hope that answered your question. I think it did. All right, let's move on. Anybody else with any other questions for the Elmer Hour tonight?
PSU.
PSU, go ahead with your question, sir.
DMR hotspots. Is there a good one or bad one, guys? I mean, is there one that works really well, one stay away from? Is there something I should be looking at?
That I know nothing about. I will turn it over to the group.
I have a RF Shark hotspot. It's like a blue little box. And I actually had good luck with it. Hadn't used it in a while, but when I have used it, it performed quite well. Also with a Echolink dongle, Wi-Fi dongle, and that seemed to do pretty well for my MD380 TYT handheld that I use. That's with DMR for UHF.
Thank you, Sean. Thanks for your input. And Jake, go ahead.
Budget conscious and you're willing to kind of do a little bit of the work yourself, AliExpress sells the MMDVM Raspberry Pi hats for DMR. I think I bought mine for like $15 maybe a little bit more. I can't remember right off the top of my head. And then you just get like a Raspberry Pi Zero, which I think I bought on Amazon for like maybe $25. And then the software's free. If you have the ability to write from your computer onto micro SD card, you throw it in. The guides are really good on the configuration. You'll be off and running easily, way under $100 if you get the Pi hat from AliExpress or Temu or wherever you want to get it from China, super cheap.
I'll look in one of those. I got access to all that stuff.
If you're in the Discord, I'll put a link to the one that I bought off of AliExpress and in the Discord, and you'll have a shot at it.
Probably need to get into it. I was gonna do that. I just been really busy with Christmas stuff going on and stuff, but I probably need to figure out the Discord thing and try to get on there.
I'll post an invite link onto Facebook, so if you're listening and you're interested in joining our Discord, super cool. It's basically a place that we meet. It's got a chat function. We can do some video calls if you want to. We've done that quite a bit, especially during severe weather, kind of basically streaming a weather report, and we can all talk to each other. And they got a really good multi-discipline, like bunch of different sections, everything from DMR to selling stuff, all the different options you could do for the club, and a good place to just talk general ham radio stuff. So if you're listening and you haven't got on and you're interested, I will post a link. It'll be good for 7 days and it expires, but a link to our Discord, click on it, it's an invite link, set your Discord up and you'll be off and running. Back to the net.
NIPSU, I'm clear. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Don, I believe it is. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for participating. And we hope we answered your question. All right, moving on. Any other questions for the Elmer Hour tonight? Keep it going. This is KD9DBQ. Comment. All right, there was somebody out there. All we heard was comment. Go ahead, state your call sign a couple of times, and then continue with your comment. Kilo, Charlie, 9, International Harvester. Yes, I still like red tractors. My comment was I ran across after the net had started the Echolink and was listening to that. Learned how to do split screen on my phone, and does a really remarkable job. And I had something on my news feed, so it was being promoted. but hopefully more people will take advantage of that. If the Echolink's not working properly, or they're away from for whatever reason, they can get an Echolink or RF. Thank you, sir, and thank you to all that may have been involved in setting that stuff up. KC9IH73.
Easy. I like red tractors too. Those are always my favorite part of the parade, man. Always like looking at those. All right, one more time before we end it and turn this repeater back to regular use. Is there anybody else with a question or a comment for the Elmer Hour? NYN. NYN, my good buddy John. How are you doing tonight, sir? Have a turn.
Greetings, Rob. Interesting to hear you hosting this for once. I'm sorry I missed the net, but hope everyone else is doing well tonight. Yeah, KD9NYN, Peterbilt Mobile here. Just pulled into a lot, and I'll go into Iowa for a delivery tomorrow. Keeping it real quick for the Elmer Hour, I got two things I've been wanting to bring up. Looking to see if anyone has had success before with making contacts with NA1SS whenever they're flying over, and also hearing a lot of people getting into DMR, and just looking to see if anyone knows where I can get started in DMR, and then where I can start getting ready for trying to make contacts with NA1SS.
Well, I'll start with the DMR one. That same question has pretty much been answered tonight. I'll see if anybody else wants to answer that one quickly. But the NA1SS, does anybody want to speak to having made contact with NA1SS, the International Space Station?
KC9IH.
I heard KC9IH out of that. Go ahead, Casey.
I have not made contact with the space station. I guess I got burned out back in the early Oscar days. I do listen to the space station literally every 90 minutes. I've got the 145.97, I think. Without looking at them, 900. Anyway, I've got the UHF and the VHF links on there, and literally every 90 minutes, day and night when it's going overhead, I'm hearing guys yell their squares and call signs at each other. It's extremely active, and I'm going to say, well, if you can put RF in the air, you shouldn't have any problems hearing it. Even with a little ground plane antenna or a portable with a quarter wave clip and a ground tail on it. A lot of people are using the fancy antennas. That's almost overkill because, I mean, literally, you go out here at night, you can watch it go overhead. Not every pass, but quite a few. And, you know, if you've got any way to get RF up, just give it a shot with just the portable. I know quite a few guys have done that. KC9H.
DBQ, let me make sure I have it. Yeah, and I'll speak to that also. I used to bang my head against the wall just hollering up at the space station. I think their time is so regimented up there, and most of their radio time is spent talking to schools. You may catch them, but it's pretty much you have to catch an astronaut that couldn't sleep tonight and picked up the radio. Most of the time when they're on the air, it's speaking to schools. That being said,
starting December, let me see when it is. I think it's starting December 25th to January 5th. There's going to be some slow scan television on the International Space Station. If you listen on 145.800 and it's mode PD120, they'll be sending down some slow scan television from the International Space Station. So that's something to look forward to coming up Christmas through January 5th. All right, anybody else want to speak to NA1SS for John?
TF.
Bob?
Break one night at work up there by St. Francis. Had my little HT, an old ICOM 91AD, and had those frequencies programmed in. It was going on through scan. And I've never talked to the astronauts, but I have made a few contacts through the repeater that they've got installed on the ISS. And you do it easily with a handheld and 5 watts. So just be sure you guys set to for the offset between UHF and VHF, and listen carefully, and you should be able to do it just with a stock rubber duck antenna. I wish you well, and I wish you luck. W9WTF.
I agree. I mean, it never hurts to try, and if you hear them, by all means call. And yeah, that repeater can be kind of fun to mess with if you have the chance. Anybody else? Go ahead, Jake.
A 2-part question. I think we did a really good job on ISS. I just wanted to say that if you're looking to start in DMR, our YouTube channel has our local DMR club. They did a forum at our last Midwest Superfest, and it's great. I mean, it has anything you would need, both for the basics and the history of DMR, how DMR works, and then how to do it locally, especially with that great repeater. You can do it basically for free. Just get yourself a handheld, and you don't have to do the hotspot if you can hit the repeater. But all that information is on the Peoria Amateur Radio Club YouTube page. That entire forum was recorded professionally and has been posted. So it's a really great resource, and I will post a link both on Facebook and on Discord for quick reference to just that one video. But if you're into the idea of starting, you can't do better than that video.
That's an awesome resource. I completely forgot about that, and that is what this group is all about right here. That is what this ElmerNet is all about, because I had forgotten all about that resource. John, I hope all of your questions were answered tonight, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Casey, Bob, talk about blast from the past, hearing your voice, and thank you, Jake, as well. I know I missed your net tonight, but if you still got your page open, if you could log me as Peterbilt Mobile checking in tonight, that would be great. And Rob, thank you for hosting the Elmer Hour tonight, too. Questions were answered great, and I definitely would like to follow up with all of you at a later time, maybe over a cup of coffee, and really start working on getting my questions into reality here.
Merry Christmas to you, and hey, congratulations on achieving one of your goals there and pulling into that Iowa 80, man, in a big rig. Good for you, man, out there getting it done, and thanks for checking in tonight, John. Merry Christmas to you. All right, anybody else out there with any questions for the Elmer Hour tonight?
Quick question.
Jake?
I want him to get him in the log like he requested. What was that call sign?
KD9 November Yankee November. John, driving a big rig, 18-wheeler.
Sitting in an office chair, so I'm significantly more jealous. But I've got KD9 NYN as number 37 and the final one on the list. So 73 to you.
K9LE, KD9NYN. Sorry, Rob, I didn't mean to jump in front of you there. Yeah, thank you for getting me in there. And If it means anything, I'm checking in Peterbilt Mobile from Algona, Iowa tonight.
W9UVI. I'll talk to you, and hopefully we'll get that information out on YouTube, that YouTube thing for you, and you can get on your DMR journey. This is KD9DBQ. Go ahead. What, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody for chiming in there. And before we go, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I want to say thank you everybody for checking in on all of the nets. We couldn't do it without you, and without all the traffic you guys share, a net is nothing but just a bunch of call signs. So we really appreciate it, and thanks to all our guests. And hey, anybody ever wants to run this net, anybody ever wants to step up and take a chance, just get a hold of me. I will step aside at any time. All right, this is KD9DBQ, turning the repeater over to regular amateur use. Until next week, saying 7-3. Alright, WTF, KD9JXR.
How you doing, W9WTF?
Right. I don't know that I've kept you up to speed there on my foot, but